Oh, what are you doing? I'll tell you what you're doing. You're listening to the Elder Scrolls Lorecast. Either you are, or I'll be skipping rope with your entrails. Ta-ta.
This is the Elder Scrolls Lorecast, your source for lore and so much more. Adventurers, welcome back to the Elder Scrolls Lorecast. This is Tom and Lotus, and we have our patrons because it is the end of July, and we are hanging out with our patrons, designing characters as if we're about to start a tabletop role-playing game. And I'm excited to see what each of our patrons decides to design, because this could be whatever they want. It's according to the character class system from, what is this called? The UESTRPG. It's basically the unofficial Elder Scrolls RPG.
Tabletop game. Yeah.
Tabletop game that we're using here. Yeah. And this will be a lot of fun. We're going to see what everyone designs, and then how well does that party mesh together or not. We're going to have to find out, because they don't know what each of them designed, and it's just going to be fun to see what happens. But Lotus, welcome back to the show. Are you excited about this? Because
I am. I was going to say, you actually were doing the traveling last show, so it's good to be back for this show.
Yeah. We've I got to go to everyone's heard it by this point, the episode that went up this last week about GCX, and actually it'll go up. No, it went up Monday. So
yeah,
people would have had
a few days ago.
Yeah. Yep. So that was a lot of fun. Got to do a lot of cool stuff and see a lot of cool things. But here we are with our patrons. Welcome back to Ben and Hirsine and Rob the Princess and Professor Bayless. Welcome back, everybody. Who would like to start us off? Who has the absolute best character? And they're like, I definitely want to go first. Or who has the worst character and are like, I want to go first.
I want to go first and get it over with.
Everyone's too shy. Nobody's ready to go.
All right, I'm more than willing to go first.
All right, Hirsine's going to kick us off. Also, by the way, our audience doesn't know, I got to meet Hirsine at GCX, and it was super cool. And you were in some really cool looking armor. You had like all this gear on. You want to tell people about that just briefly? Because it was super cool.
Yeah, I made the entire outfit from scratch. It's like Eva foam, Warbler, and all that, and I made bone mold and then a couple of like Dunmer inspired clothing to go with that. I didn't actually bring all of my accessories. Like I had a Daedra katana that I also made, but I left that back at home. And then I had a giant mud crab hat that I'm still to this day trying to convince the devs to put it into Elder Scrolls Online. I will convince them. Hopefully whenever I pester them at QuakeCon soon enough.
I hope so.
But I just need a mud crab hat. That's all I want.
Absolutely. I hope they are convinced. Also, you had some face paint on, but they told you that you had to take it off before you could come in the park.
Yeah, I read the rules on GCX about all the cosplay rules, and they said face paint and all that is fine, but they didn't give a disclaimer stating that you had to put it on site, because GCX was hosted inside Universal Orlando's. So the Universal checkpoint has a like no face paint policy. So after spending almost 2 hours working on my face paint and doing my cosplay just to get there.
Yeah, that's
just
rough.
To get there.
Yeah.
And then they tell me to go wash it off in the bathroom with no mirrors.
Oh, God. Well, I'm sure it has to do with face recognition software and all of that. So
I was about to say, so what is the reasoning for that?
I think it's face recognition
not
stuff.
lead with that.
Most likely, security. Because they had like...
I went to Universal last year, and it's like the checkpoint to get into like the City Walk and everything.
That's exactly where we were. Yeah,
super guarded to where like there's metal detectors and everything, and it's mainly for security reasons, facial scanning,
it's pretty strict
ID scanning.
Yeah,
but for them to not even lead with that is so frustrating.
It's a bold choice, yeah.
Yeah, it was unfortunate because there were a number of people at the event who couldn't actually wear the stuff in, or had some sort of weapon they couldn't bring in with them that wasn't real, but it was part of their costume.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff got shot down. But anyway, let's talk about happy things, because that's kind of a bummer. It was very cool to see you. The armor looked really cool. It was bone mold armor. Like you had like the shoulders and like the pauldrons, or I don't know all the words for the different parts, but you had a lot of the gear. And then you had like these little bottles on your belt that you made, and like all the little minutia was very, very cool. So I was extremely impressed.
Yeah, I put a lot of love in that outfit. In fact, I made it for the Elder Scrolls Online 10th anniversary Amsterdam event that happened last year. I made
That's
it for
what I was going to say. I remember your cosplay from that specifically. So, and I was like, that was super
all the
impressive.
accessories.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So there you go. Very, very cool stuff. Okay. So Are you making a character that's very similar to this character? Is it a Dunmer? Or are you going with something totally different for our little role-playing make-believe thing?
You know, it's funny because I really do love Dunmer culture and all that. But for whatever reason, every time I ever play any kind of game, I instantly make a Nord instead.
Okay.
It happened literally with every game. I'll like think of doing a Dunmer. I did it with Skyrim. I did it with Elder Scrolls Online. I even did it in this case. I started making a Dunmer character that was inspired by my cosplay. But then I was like, I'm gonna mix it up. Actually, I'm gonna do a little goofy. And so what I ended up doing, instead of making an original character, I made a character from the Elder Scrolls Online.
Oh, that you get to roleplay as?
Yes.
And you're going to be them. So okay. So who did you pick? What do they look like here?
The character I picked was a Nord, and probably everybody's favorite Nord, hands down, undebatable. But you might know him, might have met him once or twice, and his name is Rigert the Brash.
Nice. Yes, that was the one that I popped in my head, but I didn't want to steal your thunder and just shout it out.
Same.
That's so cool. I love it.
Oh yeah, you think I was joking? Of course you love this guy.
Love is a choice.
All right, so we know he's a Nord. What class did you go with? Because the classes are based on the tabletop RPG options, right? So you have things like Barbarian or Bard or Crusader or Mage or Monk. In fact, let me just read the rest of them since I'm most of the way through. Well, not most of the way. Necromancer, Nightblade, Priest, Ranger, Rogue, Sorcerer, Spellsword, Thief, Warden, and Warrior. So those are the ones to choose from. What did you go with for Rigert?
So for Rigert, as a Nord, it would make complete sense to do a Barbarian or Warrior, but because Rigert, you know, head of cultural exchange of the Nords, I find that the best class for him was clearly, without a shadow of the doubt, a Crusader.
Oh,
what
okay.
better crusade there is than cultural exchange?
Nice. Also, the blind belief in the thing he's doing, that kind of thing, you know, that like whole like passionate belief, almost a point of it being religious in some way. I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of feel that. Okay, so
interesting.
Crusader. So you get like D10 hit die, strength and personality are your attributes. I don't have to go through all this stuff. So what are you focusing on for their build? Like, what would you be min-maxing?
So clearly, Rigert, I mean, strength 18, sure, but such a charismatic fellow that everybody could get along with. You know, he has such a way with words. So his charisma is 15.
Nice.
Intelligence and wisdom are 9. I did roll these stats, by the way.
Okay, all right.
And his constitution is so I don't actually have like the Elder Scrolls character sheet. I couldn't find that on the
like,
website.
The specific numbers don't matter so much as just like these are the things that they have a lot of, and these are the things they have normal amounts, and these are the things that they really are terrible at. That's the most important part of this.
Yeah. Okay. Fair. So I didn't really start off with any gear for him. Rigert rarely ever carries anything outside of stinky cheeses. So that's what his inventory is mostly, just stinky cheeses and rabbit haunches and normal clothing. He doesn't really need it because I figured I would stay true to the character. I did a lot of research on him while making him. And of course, resistance to cold, you know, the battle cry, Nords get toughness, he gets an extra hit point every level, all that fun stuff. Has like a divine sense, which, you know, he's just good at smelling things. You know, that's all that means.
Like food.
Yeah.
Food and beer.
And then, yes.
Ale.
And anything stinky. He loves stinky things. And then one little detail I couldn't get rid of. It's very much him, and that is his hit points are 39,959
in ESO specifically. That's what.
I mean, it says it on my character sheet too, and clearly the GM wrote off on that. So,
is that? I didn't realize. The hit points are very similar to what you would get in ESO. I didn't realize the numbers are that. I haven't played this setup before. Oh, that's interesting.
They're comically large.
That's interesting. Yeah, I have never played this actual tabletop system, so I didn't realize the numbers were in that scale.
I don't think they are.
They're not.
Okay, they're not. So you just picked like a really big number that coincides with ESO?
Well, I mean, the UESP specifically states that's his hit point, so I'm not going to change that. Clearly, that's an important rule for Rigard.
So if he were, by that logic, if he were to show up in like a future Elder Scrolls game, that's not ESO. For some reason, you have to time travel or something, probably. But so you'd be fighting...
Everyone else has 130 hit
Right.
points. Rigard's.
You're like, Rigard, you're my
Rigard's
companion, and he
stronger than
just
Whiterun.
cannot go down because he's just a tank. He's got so many hit points. That would be amazing.
Yeah, naturally, you know. It's, like I said, a clearly an important detail that UESP mentioned that will obviously translate very well to a D&D setting.
Yes. Okay, so Lotus, do you have any other questions? I've been asking questions. Do you have any other questions about Rigard?
No, I'm going to just chime in periodically because, as most people probably know, my tabletop gaming knowledge is subpar at best. So the only thing I caught out of that, I appreciate the fact that you really went hard on making sure your hit points were accurate to the UESP, regardless of how completely off the rails that is. Because it's like, man, I don't think tabletop games go quite that high, do they? But you know what? That's fine. Because how many dice would you need to make sure that you had that many?
Well, you just use the same dice, but you just multiply them by 100 or 1,000, right? Like
you do the thing where you get like one of the D10s that has like it'll be like 90 to like 00.
Yeah,
on, like all the different
percentile
faces.
dice.
I love it.
And you have like a bunch of those lined up.
Right. So you end up with each number for each part in the bigger number. Yeah.
Also, Lotus, you don't give yourself enough credit. You played Arena and Daggerfall. That's like D&D second edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. That's old school stuff that people who do play tabletop don't even know.
All right, fair.
There is that.
I guess
There is
I'm
that.
not used to the actual needing to roll stuff for
There's
things.
just other people.
The
there,
only
that's
difference
all.
is that the game rolls the dice for you.
Yes.
You know what you're doing, dude.
Right. Well, here's the other aspect of this is that this character is going to somehow mesh with the rest of these characters in a party.
He's the tank.
So yeah,
He's the
tank.
face, clearly.
Well,
He's the sponge.
He's also charismatic. Is his intelligence low? Is he also an idiot? Because he
Yes.
comes across kind of like an idiot. Like,
He speaks in the third person.
so does that mean oh man, this is going to get political. Does everybody who speaks in third person an idiot? Oh no.
Wait, why is that political?
No,
Because
there's only
it's because he's
brash.
biased against the Khajiit.
There's a very
was
famous
gonna say-
person who
yeah.
regularly social
Oh, I
media posts in third person. I'll just leave that there.
I was thinking
Yeah,
even
me.
just from even from in game, like, you've got the Khajiit who basically always speak in third person.
That's true.
So I figured you're like, oh yeah, no, this is going to turn into a Khajiit.
Well, that's not political.
debate.
That's just being racist.
A lot of the Khajiit are
Well,
actually very smart and
Racism
clever.
is inherently political, even if it's against Khajiit.
Yeah, true.
To be
Khajiit
fair,
lives-
you can in
Those
fact
are not
meet
synonymous.
Rigard
Those are different.
elsewhere.
They are inherently linked.
Well, Khajiit are often very clever, even though they speak in third person. So they're on the smarter, or at least some of them are on the smarter side of the spectrum from Rigard.
This
See, we've
character's
already
giving me a lot
dispelled
of
that
like
stereotype.
classic Adam Sandler movie character vibes, like Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, like the charismatic idiot kind of character.
Yeah. Like he's 100% gonna be like a goofy weird guy, but he's gonna have like a really attractive woman fawning over him, and he's gonna beat a guy who's way smarter than him and has way more experience than him in some random given field.
And also
Look,
physically
I've
beat
already
that
written
person.
down that he's engaged to Rolthala. So he got the woman.
Nice.
He's Adam Sandler.
I also just watched Happy Gilmore 2 last night. It was great. I really
It's
enjoyed
out?
it.
It's good.
On Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it. I mean, it's not a
It
perfect
was
movie, but
the
it was great.
biggest movie opening on Netflix.
It was
in,
very much-
like a while.
It was very much in the spirit of the original. Like it had a
Yeah,
lot
it's
of like
great.
nostalgia and old throwback jokes and characters that show back up and lots of other celebrities showing. Anyway, we don't need to talk about Happy Gilmore. Let's wrap it up because Hercene, this sounds like an awesome character. I'm just waiting to find out who these other characters are and if they're going to mesh with yours, or if this is just going to be water and oil. So let's find out. Who would like to go next?
Sure.
Ben? I saw Ben.
I'll go.
Ben said he's ready.
I'll give Rob a pass. He doesn't have to go next. So like any other Elder Scrolls game, I always create a Breton.
Oh, okay.
all the
So
time.
we're going Breton.
I'm always a Breton.
Mm-hmm.
And much like ESO, I am going Nightblade.
Breton
Because-
Nightblade.
Yeah, I'm always a stealth. Like, it doesn't matter. I'm always a stealth build. I blame Assassin's Creed.
Nice. Now, Nightblades can do martial stuff, but they also can cast spells. Are you going more one or the other?
Kind of a balance of the two. Use my spells for stealthiness, make me go invisible, so I can get those quick, clean kills.
So illusion,
and then I also
illusion
you
magic.
get a Path of Darkness, which I was looking this up, which is a level 1 thing. A Night Mother's Shadow. So I get extra stuff, being a Dark Brotherhood assassin, because why not?
That sounds awesome. Okay. Now, what kind of personality? Or in fact, what's the name of your character? We knew Riggert's name because Riggert already had a name. What's your character's name?
Well, I always make my character names Wolfsbane. Did Wayrest on ESO. So Wolfsbane is typically always the main character name I use, and all my Elder Scrolls naming. Why? I don't know. I'm unoriginal. I don't know.
It sounds like a cool name for a Nightblade. Like, who's this stealthy son of a bitch? Oh, that's Wolfsbane. You better not turn your back on him. He'll stab you.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Well said.
All right. So he only has one name. Now, is this his actual birth name, or is this a name that he uses as his moniker in order to make a name for himself so people know oh, you don't mess with Wolfsbane because he's an assassin. He'll kill you.
Pretty much. Yeah.
The second one. Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, go for it, Rob.
Like your ESO character, is he also a werewolf?
Maybe.
So his name is totally on the nose. Except he's a Bane.
Yeah.
Wait, Wolf's Bane. That would be ironic.
Mm-hmm.
It is ironic.
Yeah.
It is ironic. That's the point.
Don't you think? Maybe a little too
Yeah,
ironic?
I have a question for this character. How many belts is he wearing?
2.
I've played enough JRPGs to know where this is going. Edgy characters like that usually has at least 7.
Lots of belts.
I have 2.
Like a Marvel character from the 90s.
Ben, I'm gonna send
Yes.
you an image. I need you to tell me if that's accurate to how your character looks. Is that okay?
Oh God. Sure.
Boy. All right.
Why not? I don't know how. I don't like that laugh, but all right.
That's just how
But
I
yeah.
laugh. You don't need to judge me.
Hey, I'm not.
So what kind of stats are you leaning into for this character? Where
I'm trying to look at how the stat builds for this, but I mean,
Think of it like 5th edition, just a little different terminology.
That's what I was probably going with. Dexterity for sure for for the stealth style of combat and all that, and then for the spell casting, I'd imagine in intellect.
Okay, so I think it's agility in the system. So agility and intellect then would be
they do agility instead of dexterity, but it's the same thing.
Okay.
Personality instead of charisma, willpower instead of wisdom, but it's otherwise like D&D.
basically the same thing. Okay, so agility and intelligence. So you're sneaky, smart dude. What are your holes in your stats?
Sorry?
Where are your holes, Ben? What parts of your stats are lower than the other parts? What are you lacking in?
Let me think. Strength. Let me see here. Where do you see these stat stuff? I'm trying to look on this working page.
That's a good question.
Does it
Good
tell me?
question. Equipment, spells, heritage, rules. It's somewhere in here. But basically, you're going to pick something like their strength, personality, intelligence, willpower, agility. I think that's all of them. That's all of them.
There's 6.
So
There's 6 one. What's the 6th one? What am I missing?
So you have strength, agility, and you're not going to see it, but it's going to be the Constitution related stat. I don't know.
Okay.
Because that's
Oh, here it is.
unless I'm
Attributes.
wrong.
I found
I
it.
could be making an
Attributes.
assumption.
All right, I got it. Strength. I found it. Strength, agility, endurance, intelligence,
Endurance,
willpower,
there it is. Okay.
I was
personality.
about to say, is endurance just going along with the series? Because that's all I know by.
Yeah,
I'm just going
endurance
with what I
instead of
know.
constitution. So you have strength, agility, endurance are the physical stats, and then the mental stats are intelligence, willpower, and personality.
okay, here we go. Okay, I found the. So yeah, agility. Agility. Intelligence would be the high ones. Low
Yeah, if something has to be low in order to buff the
would
other
be
ones, what are you dropping? Maybe willpower?
I was thinking. Yeah, I was
Although that is
willpower would be
perception.
the thing.
That's also perception. Maybe personality.
point.
Maybe.
Since I'm an assassin, personality, because no matter what, it doesn't matter. They're going to die.
Right. Everyone knows you're a son of a bitch, and it just comes through all the time. Got it.
Yes.
Cool. All right. So Wolfsbane. Anyone else have any questions about Wolfsbane?
Was the image I sent accurate?
I don't wear that many belts. I'm not.
You should share this image with all of us so we can see it.
I'm glad you knew who he was.
Oh, there it is.
I'm a Digimon nut. Like, I know most of them.
Did you see we just got the trailer for the new season?
Yeah. But we can talk about that later.
We got to talk about it now. I'm hyped.
Nope. Only Elder Scrolls. Nothing else ever.
Yeah.
No rabbit trails here
sorry,
ever
my
happen
bad.
like they did earlier because I caused
I
them.
might have had a couple brews.
No, it's. I'm making fun of myself. All right. Anyone, Lotus, you got any questions? Anyone else have any questions about Wolfsbane?
I do have a question actually.
Oh, yeah.
Not a meme one. Why do you need to be a werewolf? I got beef with that. Why do you have to do that?
Because he loves
Because werewolves are great, and I fell in love with werewolves with Skyrim because there's no downside to being one.
And Ben's secretly
why not a
wereboar?
No, whoa, hang on there. I don't go that far.
He just doesn't know it yet. That's all.
Why not a wereboar?
As Herstein, I agree with this.
Nice.
I would be curious on that too, though. Like, if you choose werewolf and your character's name is Wolfsbane, you'd think you'd go with another were creature, wouldn't you?
Then it would take away from the irony.
It takes away from the irony.
So
and,
he's-
if
fair.
any other werewolves come by, and if they're not part of my pack, they die.
Yeah, you don't get along with other werewolves. That's the whole
It's like
concept.
Blade the Vampire Hunter, you know?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Okay, all
right.
All right.
You're basically
you're
Blade
Skyrim
in Elder
Blade, got it.
Scrolls. Skyrim Blade is who you are.
Skyrim Blade, got it.
Except not vampires, because vampires are in Skyrim, but wolves instead. Werewolves.
Right. Imagine if
Serrano
Skyrim had
Blade?
vampires.
Wait a minute. Isn't there a whole deal? Wait, what?
Wait a minute. What? That's actually a really fun idea for a playthrough, is to just make Blade in Skyrim.
I know, and I just literally thought of that myself too.
Yeah, that sounds great. And then you just go
That
murder
could
all the
actually
other
be really
vampires.
tight.
That would be
Just
really
because
cool.
of the Redguard cultural aversion to
Yes.
undead and all that that could be a pretty sick.
Well,
Why does it gotta be
red?
Redguard?
Then you
to match
join.
the aesthetic. Don't make this a thing that it doesn't need to be.
You become
Don't do this, Rob.
what a vampire lord.
Yeah.
Get all the perks from that. Join the Dawn Guard and
then
just
murder
use your
all of them.
powers. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. The Dawn Guard only has one single instance where it needs you to not be a vampire that it checks you on. It just yells at you when you come back with the bow. So you can go through a lot of the Dawn Guard questline as a vampire. It's stupid.
Well, and also when you first take Serrana home, if you come back as a vampire, then that's
my bad.
Two very pivotal points.
Two spots.
But you can do a lot of the quest as a vampire, which is really goofy.
All right, so back on track. Lotus, do you have any questions about Wolfsbane outside of the name thing?
No, it was just my irony question, but it's intentional. So
Got it. Cool. Now, when it comes to weapons, what weapons do you go? Are you just like a stab in the back with a dagger, or are you hitting from a distance with a bow?
Short blades or primarily short blades, and with possibly some magic, depending on what magic I have. But yeah, mainly short blades. Because I know you with the Night Mother's Shadow perk, you get special abilities being a Dark Brotherhood assassin. Blade of Woe.
So wait, are you a dark bro and a wolf at the same time?
Yes.
Nice. Okay, I can get behind that. That sounds cool. All right. Any other questions for Ben? I think we're wrapping up this one. So we got Wolfsbane, we got Riggert. Who would like to go next? Rob, are you next on the list? Is that where we're going?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take my go. I have generally 2 or 3 characters that I already have pre-made, and whenever I jump into a new party, I'm like, oh, let's see if I can remake this character in some way and maybe add a little twist to them.
Yeah, fun little story. My wife's go-to character, if we play D&D or anything, is Jub, who's basically like a barbarian orc that just hits people with things.
I love that. That's
her
great.
name is Jub Jub, and she's just big and strong, and she just hits. And she's like, I just want to hit things. Don't give me magic. Don't give me anything else to worry about. I'm just gonna hit stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a Crusader orc that I would kind of akin to that, but the Crusader orc's not very party friendly here, so my other option would be Hreidmir the Cold, also a Nord.
Okay, Hreidmir. I don't know how to say that.
Hreid.
Hreidmir. Cool. All right, so tell us about Hreidmir.
She is a warden, but like with barbarian tendencies. So like if multi-classing exists, it would be like starting out a lot of warden levels, and then after you get the core of the character build going, you got the spell casting in, then it's just barbarian from there.
Okay,
there is multi-classing, by the way. I did see that on the page.
It just depends on the party, but yeah, most would accept multi-classing.
That is interesting because so as a warden, you're going to be like nature, magic, that kind of thing.
Yes.
So intelligence and willpower primarily. But as a barbarian, now you're going strength and endurance. You're kind of split between two very different things. How do you balance that out?
Just a crash at warden?
I would have the willpower be a secondary stat, which is still like it's the number 2 out of the 6 stats, so it's still a very good score. But strength would be first and foremost, and then endurance would be tertiary to that.
Got it.
And then the rest don't matter.
So it's more of like a DPS build with flexibility than like a tanky build. That kind of thing.
Well, I mean, being a barbarian innately would give me like a lot of endurance type features, even though the endurance stat itself isn't very appealing. So I would still be like heavily armored. I'd have a shield and a giant axe, and the axe would of course be infused with ice magic, and I'd be very leaning into the ice magic a lot. Wardens are like nature themed, but also ice magic themed, and I like the friend of nature, friend of the people, but very leaning into the northern Nordic roots as well.
That's cool, and especially as a Nord, having ice magic feels very accurate.
Yeah.
So, are you a like Skyrim is for Nords Nord, or are you like a Reachman Nord, or are like?
No, I would say she's rooted in the Solitude area, so she's definitely grew up with more approachable beliefs and more intermixing worldviews. So it definitely is for the a person is smart but people are dumb kind of person. Doesn't necessarily trust people as a humanity, but still wants to help them. Very much like my big man Geralt of Rivia behind me, kind of like those vibes. But also really focusing on like if she's sent out on a quest and it's to do the X and Y and things, but it ends up being at the detriment of the natural balance of the world, then I'm going to choose to help the natural balance of the world over the people. But it would, so it's like druid first and foremost, but still helping the people and still a do-gooder overall.
Got it. All right. Anyone else have questions for Rob? You guys wondering anything about? I can't even remember the name. I can't even say it very well.
Hreidmir, which I just made up on the fly like years ago, and then I found out like a year or two after that's like the name of some king. And I thought it sounded like a feminine Nordic name because I was trying to make it for a woman character, but apparently it's just some king's name in history.
That's cool.
Oh, interesting.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Lotus, you got any questions? Any thoughts?
No, I was going to say, I actually kind of like the way that character sounds. This sounds kind of cool. That actually seems like that would make a pretty good Elder Scrolls Online character build.
It is also an Elder Scrolls Online character. That's my main.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that would be why then. It sounds very,
I have
very
like 15
adaptable to Elder Scrolls Online, so that would be why.
I have a ton of Elder Scrolls characters, but that is my main. That's the one I love the most.
Yeah, I have a question. How many animal companions?
Ooh.
I feel like it would be more of a come and go.
Roll a d20
thing.
for that.
I feel like she wouldn't be devoted to a single animal companion. It would just be when the situation calls for it, she would befriend the creatures in the woods to call for help in the time of need. So she is definitely a friend of animals, but I don't think she would travel consistently with the same animal companion.
Kind of like Squirrel Girl. Or Ant-Man.
Yes, exactly.
Just like summon their creatures to them.
Perfect analogy.
When they need them, and it's whenever ones are close by. I also just rolled a d20. You have 19 animals.
I have 19 animal companions. That's the answer to your question.
Any other questions I can roll for on these? We should have done this from the beginning.
No, that just sounds like the current PvP meta at the moment. So that's fine. 19 animal companions. You can't hit me if you can't get to me.
Although I will say she does favor both wolves and bears because those are the two symbolic animals of Skyrim. We have the wolf of solitude and the bear of
Bearville.
Windhelm.
Windhelm. There we
Bearhelm.
go. Brain farting. Sorry, yeah. The bear represents Windhelm. The wolf represents Skyrim. So she likes to travel with those as a symbol of her homeland.
Nice.
What about horses?
Oh,
Horses exist.
horses.
Whiterun.
In your
just saying.
in your world, horses are
White
Yeah, white versus speed.
Whiterun with horses as the symbol. Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
She's not opposed to animals, but like she prefers wolves and bears.
That makes sense.
Clearly, she summons a horse out of nowhere, as you do in Ezo.
Does she worship the like the old Nord animal totems for the gods?
I thought on that, and I feel like probably not totem animals, but still like I've
Like
played
Nordic aspects.
but the Nordic gods, not the imperial gods. So
Like
not
Kine,
Kinnereth,
not
but
Kinnereth, yeah.
Kine. She's definitely a follower of Kine specifically.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. I feel like I've got a pretty good, clear perspective on this. Personality wise, how would they gel with the other two characters we have so far?
Yeah, great question. Rickard the Brash, a bit too brash, I would say.
Okay.
But I mean, also, Crimea the Cold can be cold at the same time. It's she's not necessarily the most friendly, even though she has good intentions. So she may be more than willing to travel and help people, but she might not be the nicest while doing it, I guess, is what I like to think. She's kind of cold and off-putting because she prioritizes nature over people, and sometimes that shows very well. She's not charismatic at all.
So would she get along with Wolfsbane also not being particularly charismatic? I have a feeling both of these characters are very matter of fact.
It would be like the two most tense people in the room having a nice cup of coffee together, and there's no real issues.
Like just general mutual respect.
Like it depends on. Wouldn't it matter on Wolfbane's form? I'd imagine one's form is much more acceptable.
Well, she might like wolves. I mean, she likes wolves, so she might be cool with
That's what I'm
werewolves.
saying.
Well, also, I wouldn't be able to look eye to eye unless he is in wolf form because of the height difference.
Because Bretons are shorter than
Bretons
Nords.
are short.
Yeah.
That's
I get
and
it.
then Nords are
That
very
might
much.
be why I pick Bretons, because they're more to my height.
I didn't
Wait, I
shine
thought-
a
I
light
thought
on
Ben
it,
was,
but
like,
it
really
came up
tall.
naturally.
Awesome. All right. Any other questions for Rob? I think we're wrapping this one up. Cool. Good stuff, Rob. All right. Now it's Professor Bayless. Where are you going?
Well, you just said the name of the character.
Going?
Wow, dude, that was really funny.
Thanks.
Quick with it.
Okay, so this topic is crazy because that's pretty much the entire like basis of like what my little character I got going on is. It's just I came up with an idea of what this character would be like years ago, and I just kind of ran with it. I think I did a lot more with the character sheet thing than you guys did. I was rolling dice and everything, man.
That's fine. I mean, who knows? Who knows? Maybe this will be. This is one of the thoughts I had was like, what if in future Patron episodes, not all the time, but on occasion, we just play a little role playing session. That might be fun. That could be real cool. So keep these characters.
Stop
So I guess
stealing
you guys
my
now get to learn some of
ideas.
the lore of this character that I've been working on sort of for like years.
Nice. Well,
I
give us the
did-
elevator version of this because I have a feeling we could probably do
Yeah,
an
I know.
entire episode on
And
this one
I could
character.
go on for like an hour about this.
Yeah.
So basically, Reachman, who kind of disillusioned with his own culture earlier on in life, was like, dude, I'm getting out of here. This sucks. Everyone just dies. Nobody's ever going to remember anybody's name. You're just never going to be anybody. If nobody remembers you exist, Why'd you exist in the first place? I'm out of here. So he gets out, gets into more academic forms of magic because he was always a little bit gifted in it.
Just
And
using
as a result, the class I went with
bush magic. Yeah.
sorcerer because willpower instead of intelligence. I feel like it fits.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool. It's sick. The stats I rolled are goofy. I got 2 crit rolls. I got a 5 in strength, 13 in agility, 12 endurance, 11 intelligence. Reasonable. Willpower nat 20, but personality nat 1.
Wow, that's great.
So this guy is an insufferable prick.
Oh, that's great. I love really unbalanced characters. That's
So
great.
he's gonna be like,
So he's dying.
So he's dying?
I can't stand people like that.
oh, he's gonna go from like 1 minute of just like, I hate all of you people. Will any of you ever shut up? To just being like, every 2 minutes, like, hey, you good? Want to get some brews? We hanging out? You guys down to chill? It's just gotta be like that.
Okay.
But
Did you
he
just
also
roll
knows
a
that he's
d20 for every attributes?
well, yeah. That's how the guide for the character creator on the site said to do it. I thought that's what we were doing.
I did it the normal way. I rolled 4 d6s, took away the lowest, and then added them up.
Yeah, there's
Oh.
always multiple ways to build a character. So
Does it tell you to
Yeah.
roll a d20? Really?
Yes.
I'm surprised by the whole just roll
That's
a d20 thing.
insane. Why would
That is
anyone do
insane.
that?
Well, the other goofy thing is, fittingly concerning the description in lore, I also rolled for the birth sign, and the total is added up to 6, so it would have been like sun's height or something. But I got 2 3s, so they decided, no, you get the serpent sign. So the most blessed and cursed also fits, considering that stat spread.
Nice.
His whole motivation after getting into like academic magics, he meets a girl, the love of his life, this Nibonese maid. She's very headstrong, super competitive, pretty much blows up her own life trying to beat him. Looks into, hey, why are these reach people so good at all this stuff they do? Oh, they follow her scene, and he gives people blessings of like animal powers. Maybe I can make like a little deal to try and get that. And becomes this uncontrollable demonic werebeast that he has to put down himself, and thus for the rest of his existence will blame Hercene for losing the person he cared about most. And it's kind of on like a little, almost like that vampire snow elf from Dongar. Like, I can't actually get to this guy, but I want to make everyone in the world hate this god. He hates all werebeasts. Like, he sees one, he's like, you're disgusting. I wear silver rings just so I can clock you and it hurts more.
So you and Ben
He's
are
so
getting along
biased.
real good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's not a fan at all.
Nice. This is good. This
Yeah.
is some good
I'd
friction.
say Ben's just been given side eye the whole time you've been talking.
Yeah,
you mean? This
even
party
more
has
funny
zero
being a
friction.
Reachman. You know? Like,
Zero friction at all in this party. It's
Oh,
just all
yeah.
going to be skipping
I
along.
mean,
the
Solving-
only one he'll
solving
like
mysteries.
is the loud Nord, because he'll be like, I can have so much fun with this guy. I'm gonna
mean,
get him hammered every night.
If we don't want friction, it can just go away. There's does anybody knows how to hide a body, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with magic.
Which
Can you do
whose-
magic?
Whose body?
He's got a higher willpower stat.
I mean, the sorcerer with the 0 hit points.
The willpower, he's gonna get like stabbed in the chest and grit his teeth and like just like stand up there and like, come on, hit me again, and just be insane. This guy's psychotic. He has no idea what's going on. He doesn't care.
Sounds
crazy.
Sounds like a real winner. It's a real lady.
He's so-
he's
he's
a real
so
ladies'
cool.
man, I'm sure, right?
He's literally me.
Just like
Wait,
me for real.
Wait a minute. Now I have so many questions.
Oh yeah, dude. The guy behind me, that's him.
So he's also an anime
You've always
character.
been looking at him.
He's also
Yeah,
an anime character whose face is only on the bottom third of his head.
He's got a mean forehead. He's just like me. Yeah, hold on. I have little emotes of him. I can send them on Discord. They're hilarious.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good.
No, this is like
Good.
yeah.
All right. So, any other questions? I don't know that I have any questions about this character that come to my mind. Oh, I guess weapons and things. What kinds of weapons? Does he only cast spells? Is he wielding other things?
He knows
Like-
bound sword.
Okay, so he's using bound weapon. That's cool.
His thought process is like, Why would I use a sword when I could cast a shock spell and hit you from farther away, but also just cast the same shock spell when you're within like a foot of me?
Right. Why it doesn't matter for the distance.
So a blaster
right?
mage.
Right. Palpatine. You just designed Palpatine.
Sure, yeah.
But also, like I said, the silver ring's just for werewolves, just because he hates him so much.
Does he punch him with the ring just to make sure?
Oh
that
yeah,
the
no, it's
silver
like
touches
specifically
him?
because he wants to see like that little sear.
Yeah, the
Hey,
little
could you
smoke.
remind me what your strength was again?
It doesn't matter. The whole point of it is to make it burn so you can do it again. You don't want it to be over too
Not
fast.
if you can't hit me.
Well, you guys are going to be
He
part of
doesn't
the
have
same
to
group.
use
Yeah, we're not
paralyzed spell.
enemies.
You're not enemies. You're going to have to
Yeah.
work together.
I mean, that's
Yeah, don't worry. Rigger will do his best to keep this party
He's gonna
on the
love
straight and
Rigger.
narrow.
He's gonna be, dude, go bang some rocks together, Nord, because he's still a reach, but he still kind of hates you. He's just gonna be insufferable this whole time.
So I think the real
'Cause he's-
trick.
as a Reachman, he's gonna hate Bretons and Nords a lot.
Yeah. So the real trick with any good RPG table, and especially a party, is that even when you have conflicting characters, you find a way to work together and kind of build an arc. And like you can have two people hate their guts, but if they're bound together in the party, they have the same goal, so they have to find a way to work together. And you say there's that like
Legolas
friction,
and Gimli.
but balance, right? Yeah, Legolas and Gimli. Like there's friction,
Yeah,
but there's
like,
balance.
I hate
moving
you,
forward.
but I hate this guy even more.
Right. Yeah. Like, okay, enemy of my enemy is my friend, that kind of thing, right? So,
Yeah.
So I think the real trick with, as we kind of wrap this up, this 4-group thing going on would be, should we play this? How do you not just conflict with the rest of the party and then drive the game into the ground where everyone just bickers and argues the whole time, rather than
He's gonna have his mage
making
staff,
this
and
work
just needs to
out.
be like biting on it to like hold back. Like, God, I can't stand this guy. I gotta chill out. I'm wearing silver everything. If he touches me, he's gonna be like,
Yeah, he's on edge.
I get it. We're
But
chill.
like, yeah,
it's gonna be a lot of. Okay,
got it.
he's not gonna be very happy.
Cool. Anything else about him that we should know?
He looks like he's probably around like 30, but he's closer to 200 because he's really good at alteration.
Oh, he's
And
one of those.
that's a lot of the big head mentality. Like,
Yeah.
hey, Neloth, or like, hey, you remember that guy Tolfdir from the College of Winterhold, that old guy?
Right.
I remember him when he was a kid. He's such a nice young man. 120 now. Such a cute kid.
Yeah.
And he's got just like this smugness.
And just since it has come up, how tall is he?
4 feet.
5'11", but he swears he's 6 foot.
That's classic.
Nice.
5'11" and a half.
Nice. Nice. What race
But
was
if
he
nobody
again?
asks it,
Did
he'll
you
be
say-
like,
Did you say what race he was? Or did I miss that?
Reachman, so
Reachman, yeah.
Reachman, but like Nord Reachman, not like. I mean, technically, you could have other people.
Nedic
who,
Reachman.
Nedic.
Purebred,
Oh,
not
Nedic.
unsullied by,
Ooh.
completely unsullied by the other outsiders.
All right.
Breton.
The
Is that
Durrani.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, he has some opinions on Bretons. He has some opinions on Nords. He has some opinions on everyone, pretty much, except for that one Nibonese girl that he likes. All the others, he doesn't care for them.
What about
Except for
orcs?
Argonians. He had one Argonian friend when he was an apprentice, and that was his homie.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because that was the only other guy who didn't know what was going on, and they were both just kind of like, I don't know, man. What's
What was-
society? I don't know how to deal with this.
What was your question, Herstein? What about what?
Oh, I was asking, what's his opinion on orcs? Because that's also Reachman territory.
It's true. The dragon something
Pretty
mountains.
similar to a lot of the other things that are in the region. Stay out of my home, and I don't know. I guess I won't burn yours down. He's less keen on hating them than the Empire, Nords, or Bretons, because generally they pose less of a threat to his people. Still not a fan of them, but he doesn't hate them.
Okay. That makes sense. All right. Well, let's wrap that one up. Lotus, did you create a character?
So, since I'm not creative, I kind of actually went alongside what Hircine did, and I snagged a character from the series to just play as. The irony here is that I went with their Skyrim stats, so I really don't have anywhere near the hit points that Hircine
Wait.
does.
Okay. So there's only so many characters there at both. Which one did you pick?
Maik the Liar.
Ah, yes. I've got Mike in my shirt. Yeah.
So I used Skyrim Maik, which is I learned some weird stuff about Skyrim Maik just looking at his actual stats, because that's what I was utilizing. And then since I don't really get too into the dice rolling thing, I just kind of went with like, whether it would be high or low for the stats. And I have the different categories from the tabletop thing. So I just have like a reference point rather than I sat there and actually rolled them. But yep, Maik apparently, his class in Skyrim is he's a warrior, which I thought was kind of peculiar.
Yeah, I've looked over this before. I think it was because I kept using him as a companion when I modded that possibility into Skyrim a few months ago when I was playing Skyrim a bunch. So it is weird. Like his stats are unexpected.
The class system in Skyrim is very simplified.
Oh, for sure. And that's why I kind of figured I would just go with like sort of what I felt that his strongest attributes were, since a lot of them aren't really outlined in that, because Skyrim ditched the whole attribute thing. That was the first one that kind of bailed on that system. But he basically was even across the board. He's got 50 health, 50 magic, and 50 stamina. So I'm like, I guess I'm like Rigger the Brass, just like, I don't know, half of his left wrist worth of power being based. He has like, what is it? 53,000 hit points or some nonsense.
Oh, not that generous. Only 39,959.
Yeah, okay. So that's fine. I've got 50, so that's good. I'll fare real well in combat. But based on what Maik is good at, even though he's a warrior, I cannot imagine Maik was necessarily like overly high in the strength category. So like maybe middling, since he is a warrior, so I assume he has some degree of fighting prowess, but strength doesn't seem like the main go-to for him. What I felt would probably be my highest stats would most likely be personality, since I lie to everybody and try to make them think that I'm super wise, even though most of what I say doesn't make any sense.
Or is everything you say accurate and your name is the lie?
Good, right. So
maybe you are incredibly wise.
Right. Yeah. So I figured either way, the personality thing's got to be high, because I'm doing some type of weird stuff here. Sure. I'm always walking around, so I figured my endurance had to be really high, just because I never just stop roaming in game unless you lock me in my little box. If you
the little magical hidden box that doesn't exist in the world.
Doesn't he say Maik is tired now? Go bother someone else after you speak to him twice, though.
Yeah, but that's a good point. That's a valid point. I assumed he was tired of listening to you rather than tired of walking.
That's more of a personality thing.
The liar, as
right?
Well,
so he says he's tired, though.
So that's just it. But I mean, I never stop meandering around. If it's been 713 games in game, and I'm still mulling around the Riften Forest, it's like, dude, take a seat. What are you doing? Like, so I figured endurance would probably be pretty decent. He never moves very fast, so I had his agility pretty low, because I figured he's not the most agile cat.
He just walks.
Yeah, he just saunters around.
Ironic, because in Oblivion, he is so fast.
That's exactly it. He's a lot quicker, and he straight up like doesn't move in ESO. He just stands still. He's just all over the place, but he doesn't even walk. So
with all of my mods, when I made him a companion, he would of course be your companion all around, but if you dismiss him, he immediately like runs away. For some reason the code, he just like bolts it out of there, just like, I'm gone. I don't know where he's going, but he just runs.
And so then, intelligence, I don't know. I figured that had to be at least mid-level there. And then since I'm a warrior, I figured it seemed weird to have too many high stats. So and nothing says he knows what he's doing with magic. So I figured that would probably be on the lower end. But that was what I had for Maik, because again, to the point, he's in all the games, kind of different per game, and I just grabbed the Skyrim one because I figured easy enough. But yeah, it's kind of funny to see comparatively to some of the other builds. It's like, ooh, he's I hope he doesn't stub his toe in combat, because it's probably all over.
I love the idea that this party would have Maik in it as a member, and that Maik would be designed the way you designed him, because I feel okay. So sometimes when you play these tabletop role-playing games, you discover things that motivate your party, even though they weren't part of your backstory, like the emergent things that happen, or just the mix of characters kind of draw you towards certain decisions or destinations or whatever, right? I feel like the fact that Maik is in this party is also not particularly formidable in any real way, would maybe be a bonding point for the other characters who bond with him to like want to take care of him some. Could you see that being a thing, maybe?
Like a protective thing, yeah.
Yeah, like, well, this is Mike the Liar. We need to take care of him. But he's not particularly great at anything other
Jack
than,
of all trades, master of none.
I guess, just being charismatic. So let's make sure he's careful, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of my perspective on that. You guys have any questions for Lotus?
I mean, I know about Mike already.
Yeah, I guess that is the big thing. I like the idea, like, story-wise for the party, that Rigert promised Maik a Skyforged caliper in exchange for some kind of, like, Khajiit whatever, but he didn't have the caliper, so Maik is just following him until he finally gives up the caliper.
I like it. I like it. I like it.
I want to know, is Maik wearing glass armor?
Ooh.
It's under the shady robes.
The shady robes.
And the ebony helmet.
Correct.
Nice.
Or the
What
Collodian
about the
fur
Collodian
helmet.
fur? Yeah.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
That was Mike's old friend.
Wait, that fur came from a Khajiit?
Yep.
You're not saying like old friend, like he friend like a mountain, like befriended a mountain lion or something.
I'm just saying, if you ever read I guess they're like the drops you get if you have that skill line in ESO. It's like the Khajiit fur trader. Mm-hmm. It gets real dark, so I just assume that's just acceptable in Khajiit culture.
This is the way you venerate your friends, as you bring them with you.
Yeah, I think it's called Confessions of a Khajiit Fur Trader is what it refers to.
Nice. I'll have to look that up.
Real dark.
Yeah. We could do a whole episode on that. Keep that in mind.
Do we want to do that?
All right.
A Halloween episode.
I did find the D20 rolling for stats thing that was mentioned earlier. I think that was a misinterpretation, because it says that you take your stat and you roll a D20 and add the modifier from your stat to determine most results in the game. So that was just explaining how to play the game, not how to generate your stat. I think the generating the stats is what Hearsing was saying, where you roll D6s and such.
Don't make me feel even more dumb than I already do.
It's all right. Hey, this is how this goes. If you've sat down and played a tabletop RPG, everyone's going to misunderstand some of the rules. And then somebody has to be like, actually, it works like this. And then you're like, oh,
I just heard that and I was like, there's no way they put that in the book. Like,
Rob, you definitely are asking people if they're going to pay the one, don't you?
I know the rules. They made them for a reason.
You're the guy who sits at a pod and asks me to pay the one.
I'm sorry that I know how to play games.
All right, you guys can make out later. So let's continue the show. The tension is too hot.
With an ice brain Nord, no thanks.
It's too hot. Your characters are already bonding. All right, well, we're close to the end of the show. So to wrap this up, just to like brainstorm some ideas, if we were to take this forward, what kind of campaign do you think would be fun to play? What zone? What part of Tamriel? Is there some sort of like, I don't know,
well, it needs to be in Skyrim. I don't think there's a single one of our characters that doesn't have any like very northerly thing going on.
Yeah, it might can be anywhere.
Marsh.
Yeah.
Half of them are Nords, the other half are Bretons, and that they're like right next to. This is probably happening in like Solitude or the Reach, or maybe like
it'd be Draglorn.
Probably in the Dragontail Mountain range, right? Because that's the like that's where Shadowkey took place. That's the center point between
that's more like
High Rock,
Hammerfell.
Skyrim.
Sure,
Rothgarian Mountains.
Would we want to be in our comfort zone? I was thinking we'd be like taken out like in some weird areas. Like, how did we all end up in Black Marsh? Like,
I was
why
going to
did
say
we wake
Black
up
Marsh
here?
is my next guess.
or maybe
Like
you
Anvil,
all made
maybe
you all made some sort of deal with a Daedric Prince
and Morrowind or something.
Maybe, yeah. Or what if you made a deal with a Daedric Prince and the whole campaign begins in a realm of oblivion? Kind of like ESO starts.
All the prison. How do we escape the prison?
Right, or maybe it has something to do with Hersine, and you have a werewolf, but for some reason, because you've been killing other werewolves, Hersine is not about that, and all of you made some sort of deal and are now stuck together in the hunting grounds.
Welcome to the hunting grounds.
Yeah, and
Look, I'm ready for another Hersine expansion.
Oh man, and it begins with you guys getting hunted, and you got to find your way out of there and escape. That could be fun.
Do I have a mod recommendation for you?
Whew.
The idea of like Rigert being sucked up in this just sounds hilarious.
Yeah, it does.
Exciting, though. That's a cool premise.
Right. Plus, it gives you all a reason to have to get along with each other in order to survive.
Right. Just team up or die alone.
Yeah.
Like
If you break
hunting
away
in a
from
pack
team.
is more effective than hunting solo, kind of thing.
Right. Surviving in a pack is definitely more effective than surviving solo, for sure.
Oh, then why not Solstheim during like one of the
Because
Hercules
that's
hunts,
not as
Blood Moon?
interesting.
I mean, it could be in a different location. It doesn't necessarily have to be in the hunting grounds. It could be in Solstheim. It could be wherever.
But it'd be cooler if it was.
But yeah,
What-
everybody loves Oblivion.
What about like Roscria, somewhere that nobody has ever like really explored? So like, excuse
What the hell
to do
is
some
that?
research.
Roscria?
Yeah, it was one of the wasn't that one of the stopping points for Uriel V's siege in Akavir?
Oh, I wouldn't be able
Oh,
to
the
tell you.
island? The like
Yeah.
way off the into the east.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like especially far from all of
if
us.
you could find a good reason for your group to be there.
The ones who like those dirty werebeasts are looking for were sharks, and I'm looking for them to kill them.
Okay. So you're all looking for other were creatures from
And
other
Mike
continents.
lied about them being there, and that's why we're all there.
Mike owns the boat for some reason.
He told us he owns the boat,
He's
but
the-
we actually just stole a boat.
Yeah,
and now
you
we're on
stole
the
a-
run.
That's it.
Boat has holes.
Yeah, Mike's like, welcome. Mike is the captain of the ship. The vessel will cost 10 golds each.
Yeah.
These
and,
boys
uh,
can assure you there are no holes in the hull of this boat.
And the boat's
I
just
like where this is going.
a sloop. It's not even like a full size ship.
It's
It's,
a
just a
little
Little
sloop.
dinghy.
And as soon as you pull away from the pier or whatever that you were, parked at, I'm sure there's boat language for all of this stuff. The real
Docked.
captain comes running to the end of the pier and is like, where are you taking my boat? What
There's
are you
just so
doing?"
many holes in it. I spend the entire trip down there just being the only pure mage. I'm holding 2 lesser wards against the wall so the water doesn't seep in. Why are we doing this? Can I go home?
Yeah, and Rob's character is using ice magic to try to freeze the water to clog the holes. Yeah.
But it's all lukewarm, so it just starts coming
could
to
work,
the
yeah.
side. It'd be so awkward and annoying. We just had to sit there and be like, can't believe we listened to this cat.
That'd be so good. I like
I'm
it.
making a difference.
I like it. Can you do a Khajiit voice, Lotus?
No.
Why would I do that?
He
sounded
talks
like he took
completely
offense.
normally. That's the trick. No.
All right. Well,
My
we've got
name's
some
not
fun.
Mike. My name is
Imagine
Mike.
because you're just what's up, bud?
What kind of
Howdy,
voices
brother.
can you do? And can we just replace Mike with a different voice?
Yeah, I wish I could do a New York accent because I feel like that'd make a good mic.
Hey, I'm walking here.
Yeah.
The Ross,
Hey, I'm
we
lying
don't know what their
here.
accents sound like. They could sound like Hank Hill.
It could. All right. Well, we got to wrap up the show.
This is so dumb.
I'm sure Lotus has some dad things to do, and we've all got other stuff to do tonight. But this is fun. You guys have me now thinking about fun ideas that we can maybe turn this into something. And on top of it, anybody who has other ideas and wants to share them, please reach out, jump onto the Discord or join us on Patreon and kind of comment on this episode or whatever. If you have some fun ideas of ways that this could work out and maybe we could grow it into something else, let us know. And if you guys want to actually see us do like a D&D kind of get together, let us know if that sounds fun too, because we could put that in the plans. I could work up a little bit of a campaign and run this party, and whoever else happens to show up or doesn't show up. In fact, we'd have to have a reason for why some weeks maybe certain people are there
Yeah.
but other people aren't. Could be
This
a magical
is
thing.
Very exciting.
Could be fun. Also,
I do
don't know
know
what
just
this is on my microphone.
based on the rare anything I've had related to tabletop. It was quite a few years ago now, but it was sponsored by Bethesda EU originally. But they had me, Rich Lambert, Hyperpixie, and
I remember
it was
that.
hosted. Yeah, I was going to say, and it was actually hosted by Ophelia, and they had a temporary adventure for our characters, and I was a dwarven centurion as my character, and I guess afterwards Ophelia gave us what she meant to do, and for 3 hours we just completely ruined every storyline she could possibly come up with. But
That's D&D, baby.
yeah, but I believe at one point I killed Hyperpixie just because it was more convenient to get through the door. And she was just, and I'm the Dwarven Centurion. What the hell do I care? The reason I bring it up, other than that I really didn't know what I was doing, was I just remember people did enjoy it quite a bit. and since it was for charity, people like stuck around for a really long time, and we like broke all the goals for it. So again, if people are interested in this, I do know that a lot of people find this stuff funny. So yeah, definitely let us know. We can work with it because
and it might be chaotic because we have a Lotus willing to kill a party member to get through a door. Who knows what Mike is going to do?
I have some ideas after the show.
So
yeah, we already have players threatening to kill each other.
Yeah, we didn't even get through the creation without vague threats.
That's fun.
Those
That's
dirty
fun.
lycanthropes don't count.
Yeah, I also like the idea that like the party's cursed, and so like every version of our game, every episode would be like a day, but then the very next day they don't know if they're going to be there or disappear. Like maybe they randomly get let out of Oblivion and they have only a certain amount of time.
It would definitely make sense for it to be in Oblivion then if people are kind of blinking in and out.
Especially with, you get Sheogorath involved and people are just in a constant state of what the hell's happening.
Right. So at the beginning of every morning, you either wake up and you're with the party or you're not. And then like the next episode, maybe you're there, maybe you're not. And then, and the people who weren't there for the previous episodes have to piece together what happened, in order to try to figure out how to keep moving forward. Could be weird, could be super dumb, but maybe worth doing. But hey, we got to wrap this up. Thank you everybody for joining us. And let's go back through. I'm going to go on the order that I've got everyone on the screen here. Ben, you got stuff going on, I'm sure, to share.
Yeah, with the world. I got way too much. So I am Brandon, or also known as Ben of Temeria. You can find me in the Discord with all the various shows that I host, which are Holocron History, Star Wars Kingdom vs. Legends, the Final Fantasy Lorecast, the Gundam Lorecast, the Wizard and World Lorecast, and the Witcher Lorecast. Oh, it's a mouthful.
That's a lot. Well,
and I keep getting people. It's like, hey, when are you going to start a new one?
When are you going to do another show?
No, I don't have the time.
Right. Well, thank you for joining us, Ben. Let's go to Hircine. Hircine, thanks for being here.
Oh, of course. What I've been doing lately is a lot of adventures. I mean, I flew out to Florida for the GCX. That was pretty fun. And then QuakeCon is coming up in a couple weeks from when this episode uploads. And I'll be going there. The Elder Scrolls Online is having another like meet and greet with the devs and stuff just outside of QuakeCon. Don't even need a ticket. You just kind of show up. And I'm going to go to that. That'll be super fun. Hang out with all the developers again.
Nice.
And then I'm working on a little project with a bunch of people. We are actually starting a new podcast sometime soon, and it's a Fallout TTRPG.
Nice. Yeah.
And I'll be one of the players in that. So it's very on topic with this.
I was going to say very on brand for what we just did.
Well, that's fun. Have fun with that.
Thank you. Yeah, we've already made our characters, had our character creation sit down. We did a little session 0 to see how the dynamic goes, and on the 23rd of August, we'll actually start recording episodes and then editing it, and hopefully we'll have plenty enough episodes out by season 2 of Fallout.
Well, good luck. I know that's a lot of work. I did a role-playing show myself before I did the Fallout Lorecast in this show, and then the other show didn't work, so it's gone. But it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun, and I hope you guys have a blast. Yeah,
I appreciate it. I can't wait to start it because I'm super excited about the character I made.
Nice. Well, keep us updated as things continue on and once it gets posted and all that, so people can check it out.
Oh, I more than likely will.
Awesome. All right, Lord Professor. Should I call your character Lord Professor also?
You can call it Professor Bayless and me Professor.
Are you Lord Professor, or are they Lord Professor, or are you both Lord Professor?
I am all we. God is love.
Night, everybody.
I'm Michael Kirk right now. I'm quoting the end of Coda.
Who even knows
now.
Words? What do words even mean anymore? I don't know.
I am all we. I'm getting into some
Me am having strong.
Did you just become rigor?
I was gonna start repping Digi here, but I guess now we gotta start repping my favorite Coda projects. Support Vincent on Patreon. No, me and my boys, we do a Digimon card game, specifically stuff at Digi here. I got a hat. Hold on, we got hats.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. The camera doesn't know it's not you put it on your head, and then it'll still see your face, and then maybe it'll know it's your part of your head.
There.
What is that?
Did you hear? Exclamation point, question mark.
There you go. That's what it says.
We went to regionals. We all got smoked except for one of my boys who got like 3 buys.
Oh.
But we had a good time, and we posted some funny bullshit. I don't know what else to call it. I'm not thinking about Digimon at all right now. I'm reading on Coda stuff, man. I've got Kirkbride brain rot.
Well, that's a real thing. That is
3 buys. That's more than I got in Pride Month.
What?
Now on to Rob. Let's.
Wait, what did he say?
Thanks, Professor. Rob.
This is the best outro we've probably ever done.
This is the best ever.
I disagree. Me cutting a promo last time was pretty good.
That was pretty good too.
Did I cut you off, or was there more you wanted to do, Bayless? Are you good?
I forgot. I've had.
I'm sorry. I had.
It's okay.
I've had. You can't see him, but I've had a couple.
Yeah, he's a few drinks in at this point. Yeah. Yeah.
I needed to deal with all these dirty lycanthropes, you know?
All right. Well,
It's a
my
real
name is Rob
epidemic.
Princess. I am the guild officer at the PCNA Guild for ESO and for Robots' Guild. And conceptually, you could see me there. And that's about it.
Okay.
You can follow me on Blue Sky if you want. I don't post anything. I just like what other people do there. And check out the Sky Oblivion Project. We're almost there.
Nice. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I can't wait. Well, thanks everybody. Lotus, you got anything you want to wrap up with? Anything you gonna share? Tales of Tamriel stuff?
Yeah, not specifically. We just had a Tales of Tamriel episode come out this last week. We usually try to do the bi-weekly thing, but between travel from me just going on vacation, and then there was that whole Microsoft snafu that we went over, and we didn't really want to have that be discussed without more information coming out when it did happen. And then Ark actually went to the ESO Tavern in Germany at the castle, so he then wasn't around. So we finally managed to get back on the same schedule and discussed all the wacky adventures and stuff like that. That ESO Tavern thing sounded incredibly fun at the castle. I do suggest if you are interested in hearing about that, you check out that episode because Arco's like really into it, and it's just like, I wish these events were easier for people to get into them, and also that they were more frequent because they are really, really unique experiences, but they're so few and far between, and also not the easiest to get to. So fun chat, and actually we're hoping to have you join Tom to discuss all the stuff that happened down at the Florida shenanigans that I wasn't at. I've actually been enjoying hearing everybody else go to these things, and then I get to listen to them instead of me getting shipped around to places. Even though I love going to these things, it's nice to actually hear about other people's adventures on these.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Hercine went too. In fact, Hercine might have more to say about the actual
Hercine,
fun things to do.
Yes, I actually hung out with something. Yeah, I'll work on that. I'll figure that out. But yeah, I actually hung out with the Elder Scrolls people at GCX like almost the entire weekend. So I got a lot of stories for that one too.
Sweet.
Yeah, I was running around the whole time trying to set up and coordinate interviews and then do interviews. So
I was going to say it's fun to say that like these things are literally super fun, and I'm always honored to go to them. But then there's also the element of like when you're sent for a reason, right? You also sort of have to view it to a degree as work. As I'm like, when we were in Amsterdam, I was like, I had like a notebook taking notes while we were doing stuff. And I'm like, no, that doesn't demean the fun here. But I was like, I actually also do need to kind of. You guys sent me here. I'd like to actually some type of way to talk about this for the show. So
that was my main goal, was setting up the interviews and getting that done, and then I got to see a lot of the stuff, but like I didn't sit down and do the Elder Scrolls thing where they were like, hey, here's a puzzle, figure this out, or like they had these cool setups and stuff, but I can talk a bit what it looked like, but I didn't actually get to experience them, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So But I'm sure Hercene would have a lot more to say about that. So maybe he would be a good.
I did everything.
There you go.
Yeah, which is actually impressive because if it was like Amsterdam, that is a challenge in and of itself because time did not allow for you to get to all the things with all the people.
This was a lot smaller. The Elder Scrolls stuff was like 2 little sections and then some PCs set up.
Because this wasn't
the Fallout stuff
literal...
was bigger. And then, and then there was a lot of other things too. So it wasn't It was like they only got one little section.
Yeah, I mean, we're all in the thing where it kind of like it came about at like a later point. It wasn't there from the inception of GCX. Like that wasn't the point of this. Whereas the Amsterdam event was like, okay, here's the Elder Scrolls throwing a thing.
Yes, yeah. But it was very cool. It was still very cool. But
nice.
That's awesome. Tune in Tales of Tamriel. You know where to find that. And I'm glad you guys got everything kind of got back together and able to record. So that's cool.
And I was going to say, we'll be back on a more normal schedule with less travel now.
Great. Yeah. Awesome. Well, as for my stuff, you guys know robotsradio.net. We've had a bunch of new people sign up for the network recently, part of the Rocket Club. So if you're looking to start your own podcast and want some guidance in how to do that and to be part of a whole network of other shows that do video games and nerd stuff, then you know where to go, robotsradio.net. Also, I've got, of course, the Fallout Lorecast and the Lord of the Rings Lorecast still going, doing all those. So go check them out as well. And I think that's it, guys. I guess we'll see how people respond to this episode. And if they decide, hey, we want to see these characters actually play out some sort of campaign, and we'll decide if we're going to do that in future episodes or not. So this will be fun. But thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thanks for being here. And until next time, if you're, I don't know, hunting werewolves.
Random page?
Oh, random page. I got you. Oh, and I've still got, you're right. You know what? I got so distracted by all this stuff. I got to do patrons too.
Glad I caught you.
Thank you. Yeah, let's welcome our newest patrons. We've got Comrade Keen, Eddie C, Drayless, Taliban C, Andrew H, John S, and Bobby. Welcome to the Patreon. Thank you for being here. Thanks for the reminder too. I was like, I have it right here, but I was so caught up in everything else. Then we've had to shout out our Daedric princes, Austin B, Baron von Gingy, Blinding Vision, Hercene, Kira C, and Peter R. Thank you so much for your support. And of course, leave a review on Apple Podcasts. We'll read out on a future episode. We don't have any new ones this week, but we do have a random page, which I did prep. So it's here. This is a fun one. Elder Scrolls Online shows up all the time because there's just so much content from Elder Scrolls Online. This is Factions, the Bright Throat Tribe. This is cool, right? These are the Argonians down in Murkmire. They're part of that expansion. And it goes into details about them. And there's all the members and some other quests and things related to them. So there you go.
Tell us everything about it. Read the whole page.
All right, here we go. The Bright Throat Tribe is an influential Argonian tribe dwelling in Murkmire. The tribe has a reputation for being the most hospitable. Thanks for tuning in to the Elder Scrolls Lorecast. Check out robotsradio.net for more podcasts just like this, and join us on the Robots Radio Discord. Be part of a community of over 5,000 people who are excited about video games and so much more. Robots Radio. Games. Lore. Stories. Community. Just press play.